Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to the Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico City. And this is the scene of round number 20 or 24 World Championship, the longest season ever in ALR bronze history and ALR history in general, to be honest. Bronze has had history in the past. So I think two out of the four seasons we've had up until this season, only two of them have been official full calendars, haven't they? Because, of course, season one we only had 9 races, and then season 3, I think we only had 11 races, didn't we? So bronze is very much it's very unusual to see bronze have more than to have a fair share of Grand Prix, which we certainly have this season. And of course we are here in Mexico tonight then for the Grand Prix of Mexico City. I think it's actually called the Mexico City Grand Prix these days, isn't it? And yes, this is going to get very intense indeed. Is it going to be as intense? Oh gosh, it already is there. It's raining cats and dogs. And I was going to say it's going to be as intense as it was in Silver last night. I've literally just finished watching the Silver Grand Prix, Silver race last night, and it's an absolute doozy. It really was. From start to finish, it had everything, didn't it? It had drama. It had far from causing collisions. It was incredible. It was incredible to say the least. Why am I wrestling? I don't know. Am I wrestling? Oh goodness me! I'm rubbing my hands together, but I think it's because I'm a little cold, to be honest. I don't think I'm wrestling. Am I wrestling? Well, I don't mean to be. If I am, I apologise. But yes, Silver last night was pretty impressive indeed then, wasn't it? Of course, Nigel did win the race then, but he did have a 3-second penalty. Farf had 9 seconds of penalties before he even got to lap 10, didn't we? Goodness gracious me. Of course, I like to pick on Farf and laugh out loud. Yeah, penalties has been a major problem over the past 2 days or so in the world of ALR, haven't we, around here? So I think penalties is going to be a problem here tonight. That looks to me, as you can see, we haven't got no intermediate tires or wet tires there. We can tell about the wet and intermediate tires because they have a green mark for the intermediate tires, a blue stripe for the wet tires. Of course, we're on soft tires at the moment there because that track looks quite dry, to be fair, or it is borderline, isn't it? I think that this is going to be who's the bravest, really, isn't it? Because I think it's going to be touch and go. Is the rain going to stop, or is the rain going to continue? Well, Jinner, one of the championship protagonists, is not going to leave it in the hands of the weather gods, is he? He's coming out of the pits now, and it's straight on it right from the get-go then. Of course, unfortunately, we don't have any spray, which is one thing I do want on F1 2023 is a bit of spray, please, because I've been missing it since 2020, I think. So I would love to have a bit of spray, please. Why are you wrestling, laugh out loud? Every day I'm wrestling. To be honest, every day I am wrestling. Usually wrestling a pack of crisps or something like that, really, because I cannot stop myself. But is the race wet? Dynamo Dan is asking. I don't know, to be honest. Put it into perspective. I don't. But it'd be very interesting indeed then. I wasn't expecting the wet race around here because, yes, it was very gloomy in Silver last night, wasn't it? But we didn't have any hint of rain. And, of course, it was a beautiful day in Gold as well, wasn't it, on Sunday? But I wonder if we will have a bit of rain then. We got, I think the Junior is making his full-blown debut here tonight, if I'm not wrong, which I probably am there, but he's on the intermediate tyres there. Also, your eagle-eyed fans as well will also notice that J-Dog, a 2-time Grand Prix winner in Cobalt back in Season 2, Cobalt Season 2, which is about 2 seasons ago for us, I think it was like Season 6 for Gold, Season 6 for ALR as a whole. So J-Dog finished 4th in the Drivers' Championship in Cobalt. Never raced in Bronze, has he? Which I was quite astounded to see. I'm quite astounded to see, to read that, but yeah, J-Dog, first ever action in ALR Bronze, so good luck to him then. And of course, we got a lot of comebacks, haven't we? Because we also had a comeback for Welsh Maldonado last night, who I think came 9th in the race, so well done to Maldonado. Also, well done to Din as well, who might have a contender for Overtake of the Season award. Really good stuff indeed around the S's there. Goodness gracious me, I fell off the bus when I watched that back. Fantastic. Just watching Jinner, who's on circuit now. I think the rain's easing off, you know. So I think that this is going to be the slowest the track is going to be. However, never play dare with the weather. That's what I'd say. Unfortunately, Jinner is played dare with the track limits. Of course, Serious Mushroom has mentioned in both streams that over the past 2 days that it's very much you can't love the helmet, by the way, from Echo. That you cannot. Of course, the penalties is very, very brutal around here, to say the least, isn't it? As I mentioned, Farf had 9 seconds after 12 laps, which I do find quite funny, to be fair. Which he probably doesn't appreciate, but there you go. I just love a bit of banter. Luke is back in the session as well after he's not a full-time driver, but he did win last time out in fine style, didn't he? Kind of get 2 in 2 for bronze, and his Echo is not happy with that bollard there, so he's just knocked out of the way. Goodness gracious me, I think that is vandalism. Out of the final turn for Echo, out of the Nigel Mansell turn or Paratada, depending on your era of Formula 1. I'm quite smack bang in the middle, to be honest. Echo goes to a 24-4. Vintage has left the session in disgust. I'm not sure if that's the weather or if that is Vintage, but he has gone. But he has left the session. Hopefully, he'll be back in soon. Then Luke has gone faster there by 0.2 of a second. Then in the Red Bull, of course, he won last time out in US of A. Of course, he just travelled down ever so slightly from America to Central America here in Mexico. And then, of course, we're going to travel south again in a couple of days' time as we go to Brazil for the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, I think it's called it now, isn't it? But whatever the case may be, it's still Interlagos, Brazil, and of course that's our that's our Tobias goes third fastest. That is our final sprint race of the season on board Brooksy, who's on intermediate tires. Only Brooksy, and who's that off the circuit? I think that was Marsky, wasn't it? Only Brooksy and Junior is on the intermediate tires at the moment. Brooks, who is that? This guy Jinner has gone fast on his second time there. Good time indeed there for Jinner. What about J Dog? Out of the final turn, J Dog goes quicker by a tenth of a second there, so he hasn't missed a step since he's been gone, has he? Fourth in Coburg. I can't remember. Did he win a championship last season? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to get out my book, ain't I? Echo going fastest there. That's his second time run, Echo is then. So this is what we are expecting. Then the driver's just going to go up there, just go round and round and round. Then maybe like Sugar Babes. I don't know if anyone knows that song, but that might be just me because I do listen to all kinds of horrific music. But yes, I did love a bit of Sugar Babes. Here comes Dynamo Dan. He's 8th at the moment there, so he's not going to be too impressed about that. So he's going to have to have another bite of the cherry, isn't there? Brooksy is invalidated his first time, so he's going to have to another go. Junior has lost the wing end plate there in the Aston Martin, and a tough debut here for Junior, isn't it? Rain is still easing off at the moment now, isn't it? Let me get to the comments, shall we? I haven't even talked about the drivers or the constructors yet. And Stars is out of the session there. Dynamo Dan, yes, I'm not sure if it's raining in the race there. Only you can tell, Mills, you're saying. So much evening, Sean Ebu. Changed my helmet to a frilly shiny pink. Oh, I love a pink helmet. Unfortunately, we don't see Serious Mushroom in the in qualifying, mainly because I don't, especially today, because he doesn't want to get his helmet wet, does he, before he gets into the race there, which could be a shrewd move from Mushroom. The Big Dog as well, and I think this is the first time Mushroom and the Big Dog is going to be sharing, the Big Dog, J-Dog is going to be sharing the same piece of tarmac in the ALR, so that's going to get very interesting, isn't it, as well? Just watching Brooksy, who's the only driver on intermediate tyres, then. I think I've just seen, Becca did finish in 9th yesterday. Good couple of points there for Becca, which was a crazy couple of laps, wasn't it? Especially when Ultimate Beast lost his wing and was a bit of a conga line behind him, wasn't it there? So that's interesting. Brooksy on the intermediate tyres there has gone fastest then. Classic Farf and penalties knows he's saying as well. Farf is an avid pen collector. I don't think Serious Mushroom means the pen. I think he means the penalty. But then again, the pen is mightier than the sword, isn't it? They should make Nigel Mansell turn banked again for the Bants. To be honest, I wish they kept the old Paratada, but they couldn't, could they? Because there's no runoff, is there? But yeah, I would love to see the banked Parotado or the banked Nigel Mansell turn come back. That'd be amazing. Of course, me and Nosey showing our age ever so slightly. But of course, I think Nosey was here in 2019 or 2018, I think. So I think he was actually watching it from the grandstand in the baseball stadium, wasn't he? So good stuff indeed. That track is getting drier. Nosey is saying, I don't mind getting my helmet wet. Then you dirty mushroom, laugh out loud. Goodness gracious me, keep it PG, ladies and gentlemen. Marski is just recovering back to the stadium sector. He's already done a time running. Who's that? Itemizar. Has he lost the wing now? He has lost the wing in the Alpine now, and goodness gracious me, the Alpines were having a bit of a rough night last night as well, weren't they? But and oh dear, it's not started off too well either for Jinner or for Itemizar, who cannot win the constructors tonight, but they can win it in the sprint next week. So they go. So of course they can help themselves tonight if they get some good host of points. Then 2019 in the stadium, my love. I'm sure that I'm very impressed. I remember that, to be honest. But actually, I'm not impressed at all when it comes to F1. I must say that I do remember quite a lot of things, to be fair. Rubbish things, but still things nonetheless. Yeah, 2019 then, and Ozzy took some very beautiful pictures as well, didn't he? And I think he had some tequila as well. Just vintage there on the short back straight. No DRS by the looks of things, because the track looks like it's deemed wet, albeit it's not really that wet, to be fair. I'm surprised they don't have DRS enabled. Personally, I would have had DRS enabled myself, but luckily I'm not race control. Talking of which, looking forward. Talking of race control, don't know why I segued into that, but let's segue into it anyway. There's a couple of notes that Knowlesy put into the paddock earlier on, and one of them was about, and of course for the 2023 game. I'm looking forward to the 2023 game. There's a lot of negative comments about 2023, but to be honest, I'm not going. Personally, I always look forward to an F1 game. It doesn't, so I don't really listen too much about it, so it doesn't matter, because goodness me, I survived through the era when they had that horrific. Whatever happens when the game comes out, it's not going to be as bad as the 1998 Formula 1 game. If anyone ever had the horror of playing that, then yes, you know what it means by a bad F1 game, and that was pretty horrific, to say the least. Here comes TK, who is definitely not horrific in one that pace. A good job this season for TK in terms of pole position. But unfortunately, his Jinner's gone faster there. Good time indeed there for Jinner, quicker than the intermediate shot Brooksy. Unfortunately for TK, who was getting very close to that wall there, he backed off in the end. But unfortunately for TK, it's very much similar to Charles Leclerc's pole to win ratio. It's a bit like that at the moment, TK, as he hasn't been able to get the rub of the green, has it then? Do quality and Mushroom with Goku is saying to Mushroom that Sean's memory is only a baby for F1 things and nothing else. That is exactly right then, as out the final turn does come Junior then, and he puts, well, he doesn't put a time on the board there because he's invalidated, unfortunately. That is exactly right, as I do forget about a lot of things, really. It's usually, especially on the weekend, I forgot it was a bank holiday on on Monday morning, mainly because I was so focused on F1 being back after a month away. I forgot to not set my alarm, and oh gosh, and TK is off, and you can see what happened there. I think he accelerated on the curb, and the car just swapped around. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Kiki, I should say. That's not ideal at all for Kiki, is it there? And we just got TK, who's also a yellow flag around the Haas car as well, unfortunately. Luke Chapman, the rain will end right at the end of the session. So be whoever crosses the line will be fastest. Oh, and we got another Alpine off the circuit. It's Jinner, who cannot afford any mistakes in this qualifying session or the race itself. Remember, him and Dino and Dan came to blows in the pit lane last week, didn't they? And they both got a 5-place grid penalty. They cannot afford that here tonight, I would say then. And Damone Jinner is fast, and we got Brooksy still out there on those intermediate tires. J-Dog's also got intermediates as well. I think the intermediates are slightly quicker at this stage. Junior's also out there as well, and He's going to set a time now, and it's fastest there from Junior. Great time indeed there for the Aston Martin driver. J-Dog, who's invalidated his time. Dynamo Dan, who's gone purple in the second split time. The championship leader, of course, Dynamo Dan is, but he's almost out of deployment in that battery of his. Oh, what a race to go and watch, Alex said. As yes, of course, we just mentioned Alex was watching the 2019 Mexican Grand Prix. Dynamo Dan there improves by half a second, or just under half a second, but it's not enough to improve his track position at the moment, or his time on the board. Here comes Itemizer, who looks like he's going to have to give the car a bit of a rub down at the end of this one, because there's a bit dirty on the old side pods there. He ain't going to be concerned about that, because all he cares about is going faster, and he has gone faster. He's up into 7th position at the moment there, and yes, I like what Luke just said there. It's going to be last man across the line, last driver across the line, and it's going to be similar to one of my favourite qualifyings of all time, which is the 1999 European Grand Prix, where Frentzen took pole position with just 15 seconds to go in the Jordan Mugen Honda. Oh, magnificent that was that. Winnie going 13 fastest, and he's now in front of Duncan Dave, Sears Smashing Kiki, and Scooby Shoo. Styles out of the qualifying session, unfortunately. Hello and good luck, George. I could not make it in time, unfortunately, Kaze. Not such a shame, Kaze, but hopefully we'll see you in Brazil in a week's time. But hopefully we'll see you in a day's time, actually, in the 100% net for Miami. J-Dog out of the final turn. He's found 6 cents per second, but I think he's also cut a corner somewhere. But if he can replicate that again, he will be taking quite a substantial chunk out of his current time run. Itemizer 7/10 of a second down. I think he's crawling back to the pits. And Duncan Dave is on a lap, isn't he? No, he isn't there. So he's not on a lap just yet. We're going to stick with J-Dog, who is making his return tonight then. I can't quality, I bottle it, Stars then. Where is Swanee? Counting his wallet then. The Swan Shanks there, unfortunately not racing here tonight. 3.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I'm wondering if some drivers are going to come to the pits from the intermediate tyres there. It is still wet out there, but I think it's getting drier. I do think it is getting drier out there, so I reckon that this is it going to be soft or intermediate. This is going to be a tough one. Junior on his debut is on pole position at the moment in the Aston Martin, and he's quite a distance in front of the rest of the drivers. Whether that is Junior his incredible pace, or whether that is the intermediate tyres, remains to be seen. Maybe he got the track conditions absolutely spot on here. Maybe. J-Dog's gone purple in the second split tyre as well. We're on board, J-Dog. This is not what Junior wants, and I don't think this is not what Dynamo Dan wants either. They probably just want a straightforward race set, and not to have any of these reserve drivers to really get in the mix there, do they? Out of the final turn then for J-Dog. He goes second fastest there, and also improvement as well, but he's still half a second away from the fastest time at the moment. But it's the two drivers on the intermediate tyres that are the quickest so far. Kiki is just started us up, I think. I'm just watching Duncan Dave, 9/10 of a second up in the second split time for the Aston Martin car. Duncan Dave, who is currently 14th in the Drivers' Championship, 5 points away from Vintage at the moment, and then so he's still in the thick of the action. So he might be able to get into the top 10. Duncan Dave but I feel for Duncan Dave that he did not. A driver of his talents would probably be thinking, well, would like to have thought that he would like to be higher up. But I'm wondering if it's just these 2022 machines. Oh, goodness me, he puts me in my place with an absolute exclamation mark, and he is fastest there. DRS has been enabled, so that has answered my question. Then J-Dog, who is out on the intermediate tyres, and look, just as Luke said, that he's on pole position for 2 seconds now, and goodness me, the tyres are going to start tumbling like a fruit machine here. Good heavens above then. Oh my goodness gracious me. Can J-Dog get back to the pits, throw on a set of soft tyres and go quicker? I cannot see what the time is because we've got a lot of yellow flags fluttering in the Mexican breeze out there at the moment. Kiki's gone fifth fastest there, and that was without deployment, by the way. So that means that the track is very much drying up then. We're at a high altitude here, aren't we? We're at the highest track in terms of above sea level. Yes, whether that makes a difference or not, I do not know, to be fair, because I'm an idiot. Watching Echo with the helmet of the season so far. I love that Mexican helmet, fantastic. But Echo's gone. Where has he gone in the second sector? Yellow flags are what the Aston Martins is off the circuit. I'm not sure if that's Duncan Dave or Junior. Both are out on circuit at the moment. And Echo's gone wide and invalidated his time, unfortunately. Itemizer's invalidated as well. Marski's 2/10 a second up on his last time, and I think he's going to get quicker still. Duncan Dave pole position again. Can Duncan Dave spring a surprise? He was his teammate off the circuit here. TK's going to get pole position. Serious Mushroom has said that, and we're in the 19s now, and yes, it could be last hour across the line, but Duncan Dave, has he gone too early? There's only half a minute. There's only half a minute to go in this one. Oh my goodness gracious me. Winnie, who is not started a lap just yet, and Dynamo Dan's improved by 4 tenths per second. That is how incredibly quick these conditions have started. Junior, the only driver on the intermediate tyres now. Kiki's gone pole position, and that'll be his third pole position of the season. There's a Red Bull in the background. Who is that? I think that was Brooksy just starting this up as well. Both the Alpha Tauri drivers. Oh look, it's Serious Mushrooms finished. Everybody, what's that anyway? But Vintage and Vessier has missed the line there. Goodness me, that could be a problem. That is disappointment there for those two drivers. Here comes Itemizer. Oh my goodness gracious me. Mushroom last the first try. That's his prediction. That's not a spoiler. 4 seconds back now. 4 seconds up is Itemizer, and the checker flag is fluttering here. Then he turns and makes a mistake on this lap. It's going to be curtains for the drivers. Out of the Paratada now then for Itemizer. It's going to be pole position. His first pole position it is at the moment there. He is fastest. What about the Echo's gone second fastest there at 4 tenths a second away. There's TK's on pole position there with no time left. Then what about the Red Bull of Luke? He's only third fastest there. What about the Alpine? It's Gino on pole position by 2 tenths of a second here. Magnificent. Absolutely incredible. We got a Ferrari coming out of the final turn. Then we got Dynamo Dan. Dynamo Dan is 6th fastest there. He's a couple of places behind. Winnie's up in the 4th. That's his personal best ever of his career. Magnificent. Kiki out of the final turn. We got Aston Martin off the circle as well. Wow, magnificent. Brooksy, is he going to get pole? No, he's full fast in the end, but it's Jenner on pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix. Absolutely magnificent stuff. I've already run out of energy, and this race hasn't even started yet. Jenner on pole position then for the Mexican Grand Prix, and that is Jenner's third pole position of the season for the Alpine team, and that is absolute perfect for the champion, for the man who's hunted down the championship leader. Oh good heavens, what a qualifying that was. That was probably the best qualifying of the season for me. Absolutely loved that. And Gino there looking laid back as ever there. He is going to be loving that. That is Alpha, that is also Alpine's 5th pole position of the season, which is now 3 away from the highest, which is actually set by the Haas at the moment of the Haas, which is Team TK and Serious Mushroom. Oh, deep breath! My word, goodness gracious me! I gotta say, that was probably one of the best qualifyings of the season, wasn't it? That was absolutely fantastic, brilliant stuff indeed there. And Kiki then did a 17-1, but invalidated. What a shame! As that would have been Kiki's third pole position of the season, maybe 4th. As brilliant 17 then. Don't let me down, Mush. Tori is saying, and keep it penalty free and you away. What an end to quali. Nosy is saying that. Then sorry in advance. Serious Mushroom is saying, and there's Serious Mushroom not feeling too confident about his aspirations in this one. Our final day here in Mexico. Then of course before we head down to Sao Paulo, which is where I'm going to be seeing you next week, of course. 100% League will be going to Miami first before Knowles will be going to Miami first before he heads down to Brazil as well. So that is next week then for silver, bronze, and gold, of course, where all the championships are still up for grabs. Then very much looking forward to that as well. The only championship that has been won still is the 100% then. Dynamo Dan is the championship leader at the moment, 20 points in front of Jenner, who's second, but Jenner's on pole position. Dynamo Dan is down in 6th position at the moment. Golly gosh. Echo in 3rd position. And he is now 30 points in front of Serious Mushroom in 4th. Then it's looking very strong for Echo to get in the top 3. New Potato, Technical Grandmasters, ended his career season early potentially. He is now 3 points behind Serious Mushroom and only 6 points in front of TK, who could elevate himself to 5th. Marski in 7th position now, 25 points behind TK. Stars in 8th position, as I've mentioned before. 2023 has been magnificent for Stars. cars. D-Mac in 9th position there, Sickersmuck in 10th as well. Both Mercedes drivers are not in here, unfortunately. 11th is Brooksy with Itemizer in 12th, Vintage in 13th, Duncan Dave is 14th, Vessier 15th, Kiki 16th, Cars 17th, Swanshanks 18th, Scuba Stew 19th, and Woody in 20th position then. In the Constructors' Championship, Alpine leads the way on 145 points then. And of course, they're very close then to being able to snatch the Constructors' Championship. Not this week, it'll be next week, I think, in Brazil. Ferrari are second at the moment. Ferrari, they need to stop the rot as much as possible, but they're both 5th and 8th. And can Winnie cause a major problem for the Alpine team here? In 3rd position is the Haas team. They're now 10 points in front of the Alfa Romeo. So Haas are very much on the ascendancy here. 4th position is the Alfa Romeo, but then 15 points away from the Alfa Romeo is the AlphaTauri. So close then. And then 16 points away from the AlphaTauri is the Red Bull team. Golly gosh. 29 points away from the Red Bull is the Mercedes team. 37 points away from the Mercedes is the Williams team. Good heavens. Then Aston Martin then on 85 points and McLaren on 35. But McLaren are starting to get some points on the board now, which is very good indeed for themselves. Right. Dinner pole position for the 3rd time this season. TK alongside him on row 1. TK, unfortunately, is not in the championship now. The only drivers that can win the championship is Echo, Jinner, and Dynamo Dan. But unfortunately for Echo, he's 110 points back at the moment there. So Echo very much needs to outscore both those drivers to still be in it. We got Itemizer in 3rd position. 4th is Brooksy, all on the hard tyres. Winnie, very great qualifying for Winnie there. Absolutely tamed the conditions perfectly. Rubens Barrichello S there for Winnie. Back in the 99 French Grand Prix. Luke in 6th position. He won the race last time. Can he cause another major upset here? Echo in 7th position on medium tyres. Donovan Dunn, the championship leader, on hard in 8th position. Remember, he's a great racer. 9th is Kiki. Disappointed that with an invalidation lap time late on. 10th position, Duncan Dafer. Junior having a great, Junior having a great spin there. And J-Dog on his return to LR. This is his first time he's raced in the bronze in 12th. Vestier in 13th with Marsky in 14th. Vintage 15th. Serious Person 16th. Star 17th. Scuba Stew 18th. And 36 laps around this Mexican Grand Prix. 5 sets of lights are on then. And they are off then. And we are away in Mexico City now. Let's go. And a good start there from Winnie. He's already up for competition. Those are the soft tires paying dividends already. And where is everyone there as we come down into turn 1? I've got a rubbish camera angle. But look at that. That's better. And goodness gracious me. Junior's left the session there as we go into turn 1 there. And look at this. And it's the TK. Junior's off the circuit. Junior's off the circuit. And TK has taken the advantage down in the ascendancy. There is someone spinning was there in the background. I'm not sure who it was there. I think it was the serious version down into 17th position there. Styles down the order as well. Vessier dropping down the order. Junior's back in the session, but he's ghosted at the moment there. Vessier up into 9th position there. Vintage got 3-second penalty already. That is crucial in this Grand Prix aspirations here. Yellow flag in the background as Stars drop all the way down the order. Kiki is now up into 14th position and Scooby Stew is just behind his teammate as well. The Aston Martins have dropped down a couple of positions. It's a difficult start there. Yellow flag in the foreground. That's TK off the circuit, and TK's damaged the car on the first lap here. Oh no, Echo leads the way then. J-Dog is up into 7th position now. Yellow flag in the background as 2 cars off. Duncan Dave and Scooby Stew is off the circuit here. Oh my goodness me, Scooby Stew has lost the whole of the wing now. Dynamo Dan and Vessi are fighting into the Paratado here. Now comes Luke then, who's lost the competition while Echo is at the fast half of the race then. Of course, as he is the first man across the line. Luke is up into 7th position now. Here comes Dynamo Dan then. And Brooksy has got past Luke as well. And look, as a Dynamo Dan using all the speed in that powered Ferrari down into turn 1. No DRS shut. That's a Red Bull having a sniff. Jenner back up into 2nd position. Aston Martin almost into the back of Dynamo Dan there. But Junior's made a cracking overtake there. But Marsky has spun there. And unfortunately, Vessier has spun there as they went side by side to turn 1 and 2. Echo leads up 6 positions. Echo is there, unbeknownst to me. Fantastic. Look at Winnie there on those soft tyres as well. He is all over the back of the Alpine driver now. On board now with Winnie. One incredible pole, but one incredible time it was in qualifying. 5th on the grid. grid, and he's now up to 4th now, and absolutely flying in the Ferrari. This is what Ferrari needs if they want to keep hold of the Constructors' Championship or keep themselves in the championship. Done. Oh, sorry, J-Dog almost off the circuit there, making contact with Winnie. 3-second penalty for Junior, and now the Brooks is also involved in this action as well. And goodness gracious me, J-Dog, as I said, is first race for this season anyway, and him and Winnie are getting in all kinds of peril at the moment. Who's in the wall? That's Brooksy, who has slammed into the outside wall, and I'm sure that's damage on the Red Bull. No, it's not. Junior has set the fast on the race. He's hunting down Echo is now, and at this moment in time, at this moment now, then Junior, then he wants to take the lead in the World Championship, then going on to Brazil in a week's time then, and now we got Brooksy going up the inside there. Oh, the 2 Red Bulls there have come to blows, and here comes Dynamo down here. Oh, contact with Junior as well. Junior, of course, making his debut tonight, wants to make a splash. Sick as Muck has joined in, but I think he's a bit too late for this one, unfortunately. Dynamo Dan down in 9th position now then, and Dynamo Dan, I think, is going to be a bit concerned about Junior, the debutant here tonight, because of course Junior is not going to be concerned about Dynamo Dan's championship aspirations. Why should he? He wants to do well in this race, doesn't he? He's currently in 8th position on there. He almost judged the conditions perfectly, but he is absolutely flying out there at the moment. They're really flying at the moment. Goodness gracious me! And look at that! They're wheel banging with Luke there. He is not shy, Junior, isn't he? He's up in his 7th position now. Yellow flag in the background. Vintage is off the circuit. Down in 15th position now, Vintages, unfortunately. Nosey, what a start. Should be happy to get this content for free. And out of the final turn, Brooks has got a 3-second penalty as we come through the Paratada once again. Sorry, the Nigel Mansell turn. Goodness me, I'm back in 1992. So take stock. DRS is enabled. Junior is now alongside Echo, then going down into turn 1, but I don't think it's enough at the moment. Here comes Luke getting back past Junior down that back straight, and of course it's the longest run down into from the start lights to turn 1, which I probably should have mentioned on the opening lap, really, shouldn't I? But better late than never. That's a snippet of information for next year. On board there with, oh goodness me, J-Dog, I say. J-Dog and Item Ice are getting very friendly with each other, and a bit of argy-bargy, but J-Dog now up into 3rd position there. He is up 9 positions off the start here, and Dynamo Dan is now leading a trio of cars here, or has he just got past Morsky? No, don't down off the circuit. Just as we left him when he was on the ascendancy, has spun the car, and it's down the order now, and now he's just got out in front of Vessia here. Vessia would like to try to overtake him ASAP. Luke is down 4th position as well. He's having troubles in that second Red Bull after it's a bit of a civil war in the Red Bull partnership, wasn't it, just a minute ago? Junior is now up in the 5th position, getting past the Ferrari of Winnie. What an incredible opening couple of laps here in Mexico. If they stay like this for the next 31 laps, I am going to be a very dehydrated Ginger. Now Junior is all over the back of Echo. This time is he going for it? He's having a look, but Echo is not going to yield, is he? Echo is, even though he still can win the championship, it is very unlikely, but Echo is not going to give up, is he? Sick as muck then, unfortunately late, so he is not able to take part, which is a shame for himself and for his Mercedes team. Now we're just watching that, and I wonder if the Ferrari of Winnie is going to let through his teammate here at Dynamo Dan. Realistically, I don't think the Ferrari are in the championship hunt, which is a shame, but they're still not going to give up on it. But I think Dynamo Dan is more realistic. Well, he is in the championship hunt because he's leading this race. He's leading the championship going into round 20 out of 24. That McLaren in the background of Kiki is getting very squirrely on the old posterior there. And now is Brooksy off the circuit. Same place as J-Dog. Brooksy is back on now. But yes, it is a very precarious part of the circuit. And a serious motion there. Of course, lack of penalties is very much going to help you in this one. 2 drivers got penalties in this one. Very good stuff indeed. They're very clean now for the bronze drivers out there tonight. Winnie, when's he going to come to the pits? And soft tires, I don't expect to last too long around here. I think only 7-8 laps, I think, was Knowles' prediction last night. Or I think it was, only like 5, 6, 7 laps then. Well, Winnie's done 6 laps already, but now Winnie is going to probably not make it too difficult here. Brooksy in the pits, and so like J-Dog, Brooksy has, like J-Dog, Brooks has also made caused issues with the Red Bull car. Dynamo Dan back up in the 5th now. I think the Jinner is going to be very disappointed to see that, isn't it? Because even with Dynamo Dan, his qualifying, as he said, has not been the most, has not been impressive this season, but goodness me, his racecraft has been absolutely phenomenal, hasn't it? He really has indeed. That's why Dynamo Dan's in the championship. This man is Mr. Consistent, isn't he? I got to say, if he had a theme song, it would definitely be Jaws, wouldn't it? Because this man keeps coming at you. Junior has left the session. That's unfortunate for Junior because he's absolutely flying out there in Aston Martin. He has gapped these cars by over a second and a half already. Softs with the wrong choice, in my opinion. Knowlesy is saying, oh, with Winnie, unfortunately, it is there, isn't it, for Winnie? But he is certainly giving it a good old go. Vessier is off the circuit, having a spin as well. So Vessier come back on the circuit. That might be a penalty. Oh, goodness me, and almost into Duncan Daper. That yellow flag is for Vessier as he is trying to recover out there. Echo still leads the way, 6/10 of a second in front of Jinner. Jinner can't get past Echo at the moment. Remember, Echo is a Grand Prix winner. He won last time out. Not last time out. He won a couple of races ago in Singapore, didn't he? In treacherous conditions. And absolutely fine style indeed. Then can he keep bay? Jinner, who is on fine Vettel at the moment, isn't he? Luke having a look there, but look in front of us, and that's Winnie, who is lost out then to Marsky. But then, of course, he had a great qualifying there. Winnie did, didn't he? Possibly one of the moments of the season potentially for Winnie now, how he controlled that, controlled the wet conditions, timed it perfectly, and got himself up into 5th on the grid. And who is that on the inside there? That's Kiki. Luke giving him giving him a lot of space there. Winnie struggling there. Kiki's got a 3-second penalty for running slightly wide. Winnie trying to get out of the way, I think, now, because his tyres are screaming now, aren't they? I think that he's got no traction, has he? But Luke decided that he doesn't want to be in that danger zone, does he? So he's going to wait until probably the next DRS zone, going up into the baseball stadium sector. He may not need that because Winnie is struggling, isn't he? He's going to have to come to the pits now. Can the hard tyres do 29 laps or so? And now as Luke up the inside, Winnie dropping down the order. Serious Mushroom also having a look as well with the beautiful pink helmet there. Love it indeed then. A bit of a salmon pink feel from Serious Mushroom. TK is back in front of Duncan David, who is just dropped down the order. We have Echo that has dropped down the order. That look, and now he's going back for it, and Jinner there is on the outside. That Echo is not giving an inch, though, is he? Of course, Echo on the medium tires, of course, was, and Jinner's on the hard tires. Look at this, and Echo's all over the back of the rear diffuser. Jinner, he's going on the outside. There, Echo swoops on the outside, takes for the lead. Then one magnificent maneuver for Echo. He is an inspired form this season, isn't he? And he is really taken this race by the scruff of the neck. That he is not giving up, is he? Junior has left the session. He has not come back in just yet. Kiki now up in new 6th position there. We've got 4 drivers there with pedals at the moment there. Jinner would like to have got past there, but Echo is having none of it, is he? Let's take a look at the tyre strategy at the moment there. Winnie has gone to pits onto medium tyres, so Winnie would definitely have to come to the pits again, so he wasn't fancying those hard tyres just yet. Luke all over the back of Junior. Now he's past Junior. We're sticking with the lead at the moment then, because look at this, less than a couple of tenths of a second as they go underneath. Vessier has got a 3-second penalty as well out of the Paratada once again. When is the medium tyres going to come to the pits then? I think they got another couple of laps yet, to be fair. I think around lap 12, 13 potentially, with my finger up in the air kind of guess. Maybe they can go longer than that then. Here comes Jinner then out of the slipstream and past Echo, and it takes the lead here in Mexico then. And look what Jinner did then. He went back on the racing line then. He parked it on the apex of the corner. He didn't want Echo to get any bit of momentum there, but once again Echo is trying to go for it again then. And look at this then, Echo back on the inside. Jinner there is keeping to the racing line here. Carl Boulevard there, but Jinner gets his elbows out, keeps that advantage. He needed to do that, didn't he? Now, because Jinner needs a straightforward race in this one now, does he? He's going to start to pull away. I think then, mainly because Echo is on the medium tyres. I think that the medium tyres are starting to become a bit unstable on the Alfa Romeo car. But what an incredible battle that was between Echo and Jinner then, who are second and third in the World Championship. And these two men, and Jinner as well, Dino and Dan as well, the only 3 who could still win the championship in bronze. Luke's got second penalty. Kiki's off the circuit then, and he's just come back on in front of Styles. Unfortunately, Kiki has lost an abundance amount of time. Highest driver that's pitted then is TK, but he's back on the medium tyres. TK has Winnie's pitted. Duncan Dave has pitted as well, and so is J-Dog and Brooksy, Scooby Stew and Vintage have all pitted then in this race. Echo is coming back at Gino, and look at this, Echo wants to win this race, doesn't he? And goodness, the more he fights for this, the more he is good, because when he comes into the pits and goes to the hard tyres, Vintage has got a 3-second penalty. When he pits and comes onto the hard tyres, I think Gino will have the momentum, won't he? But I think that then Echo should undercut him at that point, and then Gino will be hunted down again. So the more he can keep Gino at bay, Echo, the more chance he'll win this Grand Prix. That is what he's aiming for. That's what all the drivers are aiming for. Echo is not going to wave anyone through, but this is hurting Gino's championship opportunity, isn't it? If he's going to win this race, he has to fight to get past Echo. Magnificent Itemizer, 4 seconds away now. They have lost a second in this battling, haven't they? And you'll see the Alpine now. There he is in the background. 2 and then 4 seconds away behind Itemizer is Dynamo down in 4th position. Luke is all over the back of Marski in 6th and 5th position. Luke does have a penalty at the moment. Lap 10 out of 36 here in this Grand Prix. As out of far turn that Vintage and Mushroom equals a supporting tonight, and equals a Grand Prix winner last time in last night, I should say, and so a magnificent drive from Equals as well. I'm going to look then, but Jenna then just a bit too far back at the moment. So when is Echo going to come into the pit set? When is he going to stretch his advantage? The only two drivers that started on the hard medium tyres are still out there is actually, I don't know who to look at. So keep a look at this battle here for the minute. Is Cirrus Musher up to superb 7th position, and of course the man who's leading this race at the moment, the man who's causing all kinds of nuisance for Jenna is Echo at the moment. What a magnificent battle for the Grand Prix lead this is. I love it. On board now with Gino as we go through the S's there, and you can see, look at how pedestrian these drivers are through here. They do not want to have a spin here tonight, do they? Dylan, who of course finished 4th last night as well, I believe. 4th last night, is also in the comments as well. Hello to you, Dylan there, of course. Overtaking the Europe candidate, I think, after last night, as we go into the stadium sector as well. And hashtag Vintage for the win. Duncan Dave has had issues there, and has dropped all the way down in the mini stadium sector, the far part of the circuit. But Vessier's got another penalty as well. Yellow flags for one of the Haas cars as TK off the circuit at the same corner as where it went off before, and where J-Dog went off before as well. And look at this as they come down into the first corner, but Jenna a bit too far back at the moment for him to do anything about it. I don't think Junior's coming back, to be honest, is he? He's had enough, I think, when he was in 4th position. So that's a shame for Junior. His start, and he looked pretty quick, didn't he? Junior did, but yeah, unfortunately he's dropping down like a stone now, and he hasn't come back in the session, has he? Shame there for Aston Martin and for Junior himself. Kiki, but it's not a shame for Kiki or Styles, who've made their way up into 8th and 9th position. Magnificent stuff indeed. TK back into the pits now. TK has had out a bit of a nightmare race among back on board with Gino. We're going to leave the front two to it, as we're just watching Vessier, who's all over the back of Kiki, who in turn is all over the back of Styles. I apologise, Vessier is also on the medium tyres as well. When he started this race on the medium tyres, did Vessier, so he would like to have been much more further up the road now. However, he does get an opportunity to go for a major undercut on the front. And it's Kiki off the circuit, and it is so treacherous, isn't it? There, you got low downforce drag, don't you, around the back on the start-finish straight? But here around here, then the cars are just spinning, aren't they? Goodness me! And that is such a Luke's in the pits. And Luke is in the pits very early on when he's got a 3-second penalty. Lovely shot from the nose, kind of the Alpine there. So is Luke got damage? Has he? No, he hasn't. This is a scheduled stop. The hard tires is not happy on that Red Bull, is he? So Luke is now coming to the pits now. The Grand Prix, the latest winner in ALR, now coming back out of the pits now. Newest latest Grand Prix winner in ALR, I should say then. I should clarify. Echo leads. Second is Jinner. The gap is 3/10 seconds, 6 seconds back. Now these two have stopped fighting so hard over position. They have started to gap the second Alpine car of Itemizer. Now here comes J-Dog, passes. Winnie moves himself up into 12th position there. Remember Winnie, who had a brilliant qualifying there. Vessier's now passed Styles and moved himself up into 7th position there. Vessier's hopefully he can now get some good laps in those medium tyres. Get himself through. Brooksy is alongside Winnie as well. Brooksy is trying to get past Winnie. Winnie's got new medium tyres and he will have the outside. Remember the two fins of Bottas and Raikkonen. Goodness me, as Brooksy is shaking that rear posterior there, isn't he? Goodness me, like a Renault Megane. Out the final turn then, and Jinner there is trying to steal a bit of slipstream from the Alfa Romeo. As much as I love the Alfa Romeo in F1, I cannot wait until they become the Audi, because I keep getting confused with Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri. Jinner coming down into turn 1 now, but then again, that's because I am a simple man. Jinner, who is all over the back of Echo. Echo is not yielding this position. Why should he then? He is having an absolute barnstorming of a race so far, defending to his absolute brilliance here, isn't he? Echo is it's a textbook in defending at the moment here in the Mexican Grand Prix. And now, as I said, then they are gapping Itemizer. The gap is now up to 6 seconds. It was down to 4 seconds. So in the last couple of laps, when they have started to steady the ship, they have really started to hum away. Dynamo Dan is 4th at the moment. Can he get himself on the 3rd position? Can he minimise the gap between himself and Jinner? As it stands at the moment, hang on a minute, let me get my fingers out. So it will be down to 14 points then between Jinner and Dynamo Dan. Jinner has really eaten into this championship lead there over the course of the last couple of races or so. TK's got the fast lap races on the soft tyres. TK is that is only going to be good for a couple of laps before he'll have to come back into the pits. Maybe go onto the medium tyres to the end of the race there, potentially. As again, Echo has stayed out then in front of it as well. This is really hurting Jinner. This may come back to hurt Jinner later on. Then Jinner's got a good opportunity now then, and he blasts past Echo and takes the lead. Then yellow flag as just in front of us. Then there's a yellow flag right in front of us here, and it is for TK. There's a yellow flag as one of the Red Bulls is off the circuit as well. I think that's Brooksy dropped back behind Winnie. Now then is Echo, who very much so we're on board with Echo now, and you can see that he's deploying the earth, but unfortunately for Echo now, he is too far back after well, he's put up an absolutely superb fight for 15 laps or so. Brooks has got a 3-second penalty. After a superb 15 laps there for Echo, he's really fought that, but he really fought the good fight there, didn't he? And Echo now down in 2nd position, and Jinner would like to get out of that DRS range as quickly as possible, because that Alfa Romeo is a very quick customer in the straight line speed, isn't he? But he does not have much deployment left, does he? And look at this, Jinner is already, look at that, he's already out of DRS range from Echo, and I'm wondering if Echo's thinking, now's the time to pit then. Is the Alfa Romeo mechanics going to be out in the pits for Echo? And they're going to come in from the set of hard tyres, and he's got to fire him up. But Jinner's going to be going a couple of laps longer now, isn't he? TK out of the race there, and that's a pit and quit, unfortunately, for TK, as he's had a miserable race. Into the pits comes Echo. He is doing it. He's in the pits now. And yes, so he's minimising the loss of time out there at the moment there. This could be a shrewd strategy for Echo. It's an Alpine 1-2. They will not win the Constructors, though, as it stands at the moment. It will go on to the sprint event in Brazil in a week's time then. I don't think they can win it anyway. Echo now coming back at the pits. Well, this is the crucial part of this race, is where is Echo going to get out in front of Vessier? I don't think he is, you know, and that could cost him here. Look, here comes Vessier. He will, actually. He will. Vessier will have, in that car there, of TK out of the race, unfortunately. Vessier will not have the DRS because the detection zone's just before the Paratada at the final corner, so he is going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. He hasn't got much deployment, right? He can tie up from the steering wheel there, but look, Vessier there has got already warm tyres, unlike Echo, so there's not a lot of difference, and Echo, I thought, was going down the inside there. Oh, wow, and Echo there, who is keeping this position. This is vital. This is crucial for the Grand Prix when the other Haas car of sorry, Mushroom now, as I'm accusing him of having issues there, is still TK, the only retirement in this race so far, with my goodness me, with just 20 laps to go. Vessier all over the back of Echo. He's going for it. He's having a look there. Echo has the inside there, but he has the warmer tyres, doesn't he, Vessier? And he's on the outside. He fights. Echo Echo tries to defend the position, and he's on the inside. Echo is going to squeeze him out. He tries to contact, and Echo spun there. Oh, goodness gracious me. And that is crucial in this race. Into the pits comes Serious Mushroom. Echo's not going to be too fond of that, is he? But Vestier had much had hot, warmer tyres out than Echo, didn't he? And I feel that was a crucial part in this race there. Whether Vestier should have given up the position, or whether Echo should have potentially have maybe like just dropped back and then got his tyres warmed up and then had another fight and then had another go potentially. We'll see how that one plays out. Red Bull off the circuit behind us, and I don't know who that was. It was one of the Red Bulls. I think it was Brooksy, wasn't it? As just watching Echo up into 6th position now then, but let's see how this one transpires. But that is a huge opportunity now for Jenner. Look at that, he's improved by 2 seconds out from my time. Donovan Dan still 3 seconds back at the moment. Is J-Dog is now up in to 10th position, I think. There's Junior, who is... Oh, contact there! And Kiki has just skittled J-Dog out of the way. And goodness gracious me, I think similar thing happened to Farf last night, didn't it? Goodness me. But it's around this section here. Styles is now up into down into 8th position now. I think Kiki was let in. Was he stopping back? He's led to J-Dog back through. Very good sportsmanship there. Very good stuff indeed there. I think William did something very similar with Echo in Bahrain back in season 1 of Bronze. So good sportsmanship here in the world of Bronze. Into the pits comes Vessier, and looking for the AlphaTauri mechanics. There they are. He's in the pits now then, and tyres are going on to the hard tyres to the end of the race, I presume. Smack bang half distance in the Grand Prix. Well, for those 18 laps, I can't believe that we've... I do not believe that we've been racing for 18 laps and not... Whoa! As they fly underneath me! Goodness me. And, I don't know why it startled me when I looked back up. Serious Mushroom up into 10th position now. I can't believe we've been going for 18 laps there. I think that, is Knowlesy said... Knowlesy and Mushroom, who was having a good old chit-chat in the comments last night, they were saying this is possibly one of the fan favourites now of ALR, because these 3 races have been absolutely doozies, haven't they? Really good stuff. Absolutely love this one. From start to finish in gold, silver and bronze. Just on board Luke now, who is all over the back of Echo, but Luke is on the alternative strategy here. Is he going to get to the end of the race on those medium tyres? Potentially, but they're going to be well past their best, I would say, by the time he does go into the pits. By the time he does get to the end there for Luke, he may have to have a safety car. We've had a safety car in every race this week, apart from Bronze so far, and as I've said that, I think that Kiki's got a 3-second penalty. As soon as I've said that, Smithy has banged the table in frustration, I'm sure of it, because of course safety cars do usually cause absolute anarchy, doesn't it? And I think Smithy would like a early bath in bed, I'm sure of it tonight, as Echo is into turn 1, 2 and 3. Well, so far there has been a lack of incidents, hasn't it? However, there has been a talking point between Echo and Vessier, when both of them came to blows just a couple of laps ago. And whether, of course, they're both on different strategies, but Vessier there was certainly not letting Echo go, was he? But we'll see how that one transpires. But remember, it was also the same when Gina and Echo was also on different strategies as well in the battle for the lead, of course. So yin yang, but I do think, I'm wondering then if both drivers may look at that and think maybe I should have done something slightly different there, perhaps. Or maybe not. Then, of course, I am no longer a driver. I never was a driver. I wouldn't even insult these drivers by saying that I am one of them, because I am certainly not. Then I gotta say, I struggle to drive a scooter, to be honest, let alone a Formula 1 car. However, this is a great opportunity to mention that this was my best ever result of my racing career, as of course I finished 2nd in Bronze 1 year, mainly because I didn't have no penalties and I just cruised around and got a very lucky safety car right at the end there. But it doesn't matter how I got it, and no one is taking that away from me, damn it. Luke, who's Echo once again, he's just got so much top end speed in Alfa Romeo. He is going to be a difficult cookie to overtake, isn't he? At the moment he is about a 17-second ish, well, he's more than that actually. I think he's a pit stop behind now, isn't he? He's he's 26 seconds down the road. As a Serious Mushroom up into 9th position, there is Junior not in this race at the moment. As it stands, Junior will not score points either, so it go to Kiki in 10th with Winnie 11th at the moment. Winnie doing a great job. He hasn't scored any points just yet, Winnie hasn't, has he? But my goodness me, he's already been making a splash in bronze. It's only his second or third race in this season for Winnie, but my gosh, he's been great. Vintage in the pits, and he comes out, and we've got Duncan Dave also in the pits. Right into the pits comes the race leader, and now then we're just waiting for the Alpine Mechanics then to scatter around the pit lane. Dynamo Dan is eaten into the advantage of Itemizar, which I think that Gino would be praying that there. We might be getting a double stack here, and yes, there's the Alpine Mechanics there just so. Oh, they're still getting ready. That's going to cost them a second, surely, maybe more. Dynamo Dan has an advantage to overtake here, and as he doesn't know, he was too far back, but the gap is very much reduced this arrears, hasn't it? Look at that, then. It's less than a second now, I would say. Oh, goodness me, but and that was, but that is absolutely perfect from the Alpine team, isn't it? Once again, and they're just so well drilled, aren't they? Echo then has lost. Look at that, as Echo and Luke then fighting here, and Luke is through, and that's how much time that Echo lost then, probably more than 6 seconds, because I think he would have been in front of Jinner. Then Jinner all the back of Marsky as well. They're in the background. Dynamo Dan has got the gap down to 8/10 of a second there, so that slowish stop there from the Alpine Mechanics because they double stacked there, but it was a bit too close the cars were, and Dworsky is down into second position now as Jinner takes the lead then. Just watching Echo then, and I think that the moment that Echo is going to get a better race. I think that he'll be better later on in this race then. So even though Luke's got past him now, I think Echo's going to return the favour later on then, if the tyres do what we assume they'll do. But tyres never do what we sometimes assume they'll do, will they? Because of course, very unusual these Pirelli tyres are. Since 2020, since 2011, no, goodness gracious me, Dynamo Dan has dropped out of the DRS quite quickly from Itemizar. I thought if Dynamo Dan could stay in the DRS, that he may have a problem there for the Alpine team. So the gap in the championship is down to 14 points-ish. If they stay where they are, that's if Dynamo Dan stays in 4th position then. Of course, he's down to 5th now, isn't he? So the gap actually in the World Championship will be down to 12 points now. So we're down to 12 points. Yellow flag there as Brooksy's nightmare race is just continuing. It's a bit of a horror show for Brooksy, isn't it? Usually this race is usually around Halloween time, and unfortunately Brooksy's probably feeling like he has he's living the Halloween nightmare as well. Down in 14th position, unfortunately. He might be able to get back into it. Hats off for the drivers that stick to it. It is very difficult, and it is so difficult to keep going when you're having a pretty nightmarish race then, but hats off to Scuba Stu, to Vintage, to Duncan Dave, to Brooksy, who have really been behind the 8 ball from the very get-go, but hats off, they're still doing a great job out there as well. Thank you very much for joining me in this live action ALR World this season. It's been magnificent, and also for joining me here tonight. It's been amazing season, hasn't it? Yes, the game hasn't, we've heard a lot of negativity about the Formula F1 2022 game, but I say the core drivers who have turned out week after week, absolute heroes they are indeed. And of course, unfortunately, we're hearing a lot of negative comments for the 2023 game, which I must say I'm not buying it. Well, I am buying the game, but I'm not buying the negative comments. I will, of course, make my own choice there. But I have, but of course, on the bright side, there has been also some new features potentially in the game as well. Into the pits comes Winnie, and what tyres is the Ferrari driver going to go on then? One of those new features is, of course, as when he's gone to the medium tyres, one of those new features, of course, is the red flag, which I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the admins will give the red flag, will add the red flag to League Racing next season, because I would love to have more than one race start for a race. Magnificent, isn't it? I don't think the admins would, but I absolutely love it. So yes, bring on the red flags, I say. Golly gosh, there. We're watching Vessier all over the back of Serious Mushroom. Vessier is on the same age of tyres as Serious Mushroom. Marsky has just got past this group of cars, is now on the medium tires, Marski. This is a very strong performance from Marski. Very good stuff indeed there. Jenner has set the fast out the race as he is now racing away with 12 laps to go in this one. And the gap is also down to 12 points in the championship, give or take. It'll be 11 points with the fastest lap as well. So he's easing into that lead, isn't he now? And it is getting very much the business end of the World Championship, isn't it? It is very close in gold and bronze and silver. Nigel is edging closer to that championship every week, isn't it? But it's not done and dusted yet. Nigel's had a superb season. So is every driver that's participated in the World Championship. It has been amazing. And Vessier giving Cirrus Mushroom a good old squeeze there. Lucky devil as he comes down into turn 1 there and takes 8th position away from Cirrus Mushroom. Game set and match there from Vessier because I think he's quicker, but he does have penalties as well. We'll check out the penalties in the not too distant future. Driver of the day will also be awarded at the end of this race as well. Of course, I think it'll be about 5 laps before the end when we usually post it. To be fair, I think that you could driver of the day last night as very much there. I think it was very much you couldn't really award driver of the day until after that safety car either. That very late safety car in silver last night. So far, no safety cars in bronze at the moment. It's been a very hot pace as well out there. Gap at the front, almost up to 9 seconds now. Jenner is in an absolute, he is just driving superbly at the moment. Into the pits comes Luke. He's had enough of those medium tyres. That's earlier than I expected. What tyre is going to go on? Is he going to go on the soft? I think he'll have to go on medium again. Sure, he has gone on the medium again then. Luke has in the pits then. So Luke coming out of the pits now, and Dynamo Dan back up into 4th position now. Once again, driving a superb race. Dynamo Dan is a very measured and controlled race as well. To keep his, he is just trying to keep his championship intact, isn't he? It's a great. I think that Jenner got some sheer speed, but Dynamo Dan has got sheer determination, hasn't he? It's two opposites really fighting for the championship, and I absolutely love it. Oh, it's gonna be a historic bronze championship. I hope this goes down to the wire in Abu Dhabi in just over 5 weeks' time. Then, of course, and it's going to be edge of your seat stuff. I don't think the constructors is going to be going down to the wire, as unless Alpine have an absolute shambles at the end of the season, they should be able to win it in the next race or two. Luke, who is in 8th position in the Red Bull, on fresh medium tyres there. We've had multiple stops here tonight, haven't we? I think that the one stop is usually the quicker way to go around this circuit. Well, there's Jenner case in point, but he's gone the alternative strategy. Start on the hards and gone to the medium tyres. Echo start on the medium and went to the hard tyres. Unfortunately, the only peril with that is, of course, as Echo came across Vester and they came to blows, unfortunately, and caused Echo a loss of time. And I think that because of that, they couldn't get out in front of Jenner and couldn't make Jenner's life a misery there. So Echo will be disappointed at that then, and he's might be looking over his shoulder now, because Itemizer and Dynamo Dan, as Luke has just flown past Vessier and moved himself up into 7th position now, with Vessier trying to do a bit of slipstream, but he's too far back as we go into turn 1 and 2 then. Cirrus Russian just in the background. J-Dog, who has done 21 laps, and as we got a McLaren off. That's Kiki off the circuit as he comes into the pits now, and Kiki, who only just put on a set of medium tyres, hopefully he's got another set of medium tyres left, and then he might be able to do some quick laps, and potentially I think it's a bit outside of his remit now to get some points from there. Styles completing the top 10 mode in 10th position once again. He is doing a very fine job for the Williams team this season. Magnificent stuff on board with Morski as we lean from left to right through the S's as well. Now coming up in to the stadium sector, I think that Morski is going to be looking very interested with J-Dog going down his turn 1. Is J-Dog going to come in the pits there and have a splash and dash? Well, it's not really called a splash and dash these days, is it? That was used to be when they did have refueling on the car. Of course, now it's maybe throwing a set of soft tyres and go for fastest lap and potentially gain up a couple of positions towards the end there. If he comes into the pits now, he should be out in 10th position, J-Dog. and might be able to be quick enough to pick off some drivers. Here comes Marski. This is a strong performance from Marski, isn't it? Up the inside, taking 5th position, or is he? Not quite, because J-Dog, like Echo, has got a superior motor in the back of that car. Fantastic. Albeit Echo's got a Ferrari, whilst Marcy's got the whilst J-Dog's got the works Mercedes engine. Vessier's got another 3-second penalty. 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. We'll take a look at the penalty situation in just a jiffy. Look in the background. There's Luke, and I think Marski would like to have got past J-Dog quicker than that, because especially down to turn 1, because now Luke is going to have an opportunity to get past both these drivers and make his way up into 5th position here. So I think that Marski is going to be sweating a bit more than he wanted to. Look at this, he's all over the back of J-Dog. Then J-Dog is first race in the ALR this season. J-Dog is heading, so it's great to see. And free and fast into the stadium sector. Luke up the inside, Marski up the outside, and what a manoeuvre there. But Marski's having none of it. Luke is on the outside, Marski's on the inside, and look at that. But Luke will have the inside to the Paratado as well, whilst J-Dog is just keeping a watching brief then, just behind these drivers then. And now Marski then, who will have DRS, I think, because I think Luke was in front, and he was. And here comes J-Dog, and once again he's showing the speed of that Mercedes. Wow, magnificent. And look at this, it's free and fast then going into turn 1, and J-Dog is back through, passes both of them, or does he? Because he's trying to hang on the outside of those very old hard tyres. 22 laps on the Mercedes, but he just doesn't have the he's gone. Oh no, J-Dog is gone then. And they were getting very cozy at turn 3, wasn't they? J-Dog, I think, is going to be devastated and absolutely furious. Kiki's got a 3-second penalty, as Luke and Marski were desperate to get by him, weren't they? J-Dog, fantastic how he hung it in there. He can come in the pits now, J-Dog could, throw on a set of medium tyres or maybe soft tyres. Soft tyres might be a bit past their best towards the end of this race. Echo is very much in the sights of Itemizer and potentially Dynamo Dan as well. Kiki's set the fast level of race in the McLaren. Only 1 retirement so far. Superb stuff here from the superb will and determination from all bronze drivers here tonight. Magnificent. Echo is got a very good motor in the back of that Alfa Romeo, but Itemizer is aiming for a 1-2 for the Alpine team. Then I'm going to have to get on my calculator. I'm sure they can't win it here tonight, but they'll be very, very close indeed then. And now as we got Luke now, it might be a simpler overtake rather than this time last lap. J-Dog is in the pits now. And let's see then what tyres are going to go on then, as he would like to get, he can get bonus point for fast lap. And of course, even if he is a reserve, you still get your points tallied anyway. So J-Dog is on the soft tyres and he should get out in front of Winnie here. Well, no, actually, Winnie is a lot closer than what I thought he was, to be honest. And there is Winnie coming down. Yes, he's through. So J-Dog is going to have to get motoring here. He's got 7 laps on soft tyres, but Winnie could be on course for his first points of the season. Magnificent stuff indeed. That we got a good go to gaggle a battle there as well, but between Brooksy and Vintage there. Vintage on 9-lap old hard medium tyres, whilst Brooksy's done 20 laps on those hard tyres. J-Dog did the most laps on the hard tyres of 21. Look at this then. Echo, Itemizer and Dynamo Dan 1, 2, 3, second, third and fourth in this race then. And this has also got humongous championship potential as well here on board now then. Echo, who's going to be is probably going to be feeling the pinch here, as he remember his defensive display earlier on this race is going to need a bit more of that tonight. This time a bit more than that now, but this time it's against Jinner's teammate, which is Itemizer. Jinner has had an absolute clinic in Grand Prix racing here tonight. Very much textbook S there. Now I think that Jinner would probably like Itemizer to get past Echo quite quickly here, because he doesn't want Dynamo Dan to get up into second position then, and to increase the points, decrease the points advantage that he's getting over his championship rival at the moment. That is how close these two drivers are at the moment. Gino then leading the way then, but I think now this race is out of his hands, and he has done exactly what he needs to do so far, almost anyway. He's got a couple more laps to do, but he'll be watching, I'm sure that he'll be watching on the monitors this battle here then, whilst he's driving the car as well. As long as he doesn't get too involved in this, he should be okay. Well, in terms of the action, he should be okay then. But what a performance there for Jinner. J-Dog already all over the back of Winnie in that battle for 11th and 12th, 10th, 11th position. Driver of the Day nominations, Marsky, Gina, and Echo. Then, so those are the Driver of the Day nominations. There, we'll put them up into the poll in just a minute. Then, but before we do so, I think that this one's going to get very interesting indeed. Then, but I think that it may be one more lap. But no, here's Donovan Dan already, and Donovan Dan then has been fighting every inch of the way this race so far. He's too far back at the moment. But that to me screams that that Ferrari is quite quick and in straight line speed, and that is very, very interesting indeed. That is not what Itemizer would like to see. Then would like to see that Ferrari yellow flag. Then Brooksy's off the circuit. I gotta say, the drivers are having troubles out there. Fantastic how they're keeping going in this. Really good stuff indeed there. But look at the Ferrari then all over the back now of the Alpine driver of Winnie's lost out to J-Dog. Winnie's lost out to J-Dog. J-Dog is back into the points now. Magnificent stuff indeed. Back on board with Dynamo Dan in the Ferrari. Magnificent stuff. And look, he's through! He's going for it! And Itemizer are coming down into fourth here. And that caught me unaware, and that certainly might have caught Itemizer unaware as well. Brooksy's into the pits on the soft tires. He's going for that point here as they fly underneath me. And thank you very much to whoever did Driver of the Day. Magnificent stuff out of the final turn, out of the Parotado once again then. And now coming over the grid hatches, and he has got an opportunity now. We're back on board the Ferrari, the championship leader. And Itemizer then just trying to break that situation. We have not as much weaving as we've seen last night though, because there was an extreme amount of weaving, wasn't there? Vintage got a 3-second penalty at the moment. Of course, put your votes then into the YouTube malarkey, then of course they will get the Driver of the Day award then. So fantastic. Whoever earns that, whoever gets that accolade will definitely earn it. And I think this is perfect for Echo. Lap 32 out of 36. This is perfect then for Echo, isn't it? Because now of course, and he can just start to scamper away. He is on the harder tyres, and whilst these two drivers here are on the medium tyres, so they are on the quicker tyre at the moment. So penalties up for Luke at the moment, but that is not going to affect him. Vessier's got 12 seconds of penalties. That is crucial for Vessier. He's going to drop down into a 9th position in this Grand Prix. J-Dog has got penalties, but that shouldn't affect him either. Vessier is past Marsky, moves himself up into 6th position now. I wonder if there's a bit of tactics there for the AlphaTauri drivers that have been a superb team overall, haven't they, this season? And they're leading the joint constructors at the moment now, well on their way to winning the joint constructors championship, but they can't win it yet. Out to the final turn, there for Dynamo Dan then, as Itemizer once again then, all Itemizer there. It's actually got a decent gap now, and he's actually going to be looking for attack rather than defending. 4 laps to go in this race. These must be the longest laps that Echo is ever encountered in this one. My goodness me, this is going to be a very long 4 laps then for Echo on board with the Alpine driver once again here. Oh my goodness me, Driver of the Day votes still out of the one then. General 75% of Marsky. 25%, yeah, Marsky definitely deserves it. Down the outside, but he cannot afford to have a DNF here. He cannot afford to have any damage. He cannot afford to park the car if he has any issues there. So Itemizer is not in the championship battle, is he? He is not going to be too concerned, I don't think, if, well, of course, I think he will be concerned because he's not that type of driver. But he's not going to yield, is he there? But of course, he's not going to jump out of the way of Dynamo Dan either, especially with his teammate, Jinner, who needs these positions. Well, I say maybe good teamwork for the AlphaTauri, but they've swapped positions there, haven't they? Vintage all over the pack, as we've got 2 retirements, not 3 I should say, as of course, yellow flag. One of the McLarens is off the circuit. I'm not sure who it is. Both McLarens are in the pits by the looks, so both McLarens, I hope they don't come to blows there, because that is just really tops off their miserable season for the Woking team. Out of the final turn, this is 3 laps to go, and this is the closest that these drivers have been so far. Echo there hasn't got DRS there, but he's also harvesting as well. Brooks has got the fastest lap on lap 33. On board now there, Itemizer is going for it. He's having a look. Echo there get him just about a car's whip, or just about an Alpine's whip here. I know, wow, Echo there once again defending. His defending prowess has been absolutely fantastic, and Dynamo Dan is coming at him now on board the Ferrari driving out. And look at this, who's out the background. I think that's a lap car to the McLaren, but I think behind the McLaren is a Red Bull of Luke, who's 7 seconds back back. So if it gets really hairy here, then Luke might be able to get into the podium position, have a second podium in 2 races. Magnificent. Oh my goodness gracious me. Echo, Jinner, Echo, Item, Dynamite Dan, very close and in the vicinity of each other. Oh my goodness gracious me. Lap 34 out of 36. No, Item's off and into the wall. And thank goodness gracious me. And Item is driving a superb racer. And he's potentially thrown away first position, potentially thrown away fourth, thrown away second position as well. He's damaged the Alpine. And the perfect day for Alpine, and the French team has really come unstuck in a major way with just 2 laps to go in this race. Oh no, absolute heartbreak for Itemizer, and that is a major blow. And oh goodness gracious me! I think that the constructor is not going to have much implication in terms of the driver, in terms of the constructors' championship. Itemizer's got major damage. He's had to come into the pits. It's not going to do much damage in terms of the constructors' championship. However, I think in the drivers' championship we'll have more implementations. I think if that's the word I'm looking for. As now the gap between Jinner and Dynamite Dan is 10 points. Then 10 points the gap is now. My goodness gracious me, I think I got my maths wrong earlier on, didn't I? By quite a shocking way, actually. Because a 10-point swing, which means that it'll be down to 10 points, not 14. I don't know where I got that number from. So, yeah, I think the gap will be down to 10 points then between Dynamite Dan and Jinner then. But if Dynamite Dan can get past that, it'll be up to 13 points. And as he's now fighting. Don't quote me on that because my maths is appalling. Lap 36 and Jinner will be hoping against hope that the Ferrari driver just can't get past here. Scooby C's got a 3-second penalty. Hats off to the 16 drivers still in this race. Magnificent stuff indeed. Out of the final turn then. Stars all over the back of Sirius Mercer. Vestier's all over the back of Marsky, but has a 15-second penalty, which elevates Stars and Sirius Mercer up a position at the very least. Maybe even J-Dog as well, actually. On board with Dynamite Dan, but he's just too far back. Itemizer has got a penalty. Might be able to get a point back then, but Itemizer, absolute devastation there for the Alpine driver. Luke up into 4th position now. Great first 2 races there for his bronze career for Luke. Magnificent stuff indeed. Just watching the Ferrari driver Dynamite Dan, who's trying to push. Echo's had a great drive tonight. He's been a standout star. Echo has for me tonight. If maybe of course he did have issues with Vestier. Did that cost him potentially the Grand Prix win? Maybe, but what a drive nonetheless, a great defensive drive. But here is Jinner. What a performance, what an absolute magical day for Jinner. And the gap at the moment is down to 10 points give or take, and Jinner wins the Mexican Grand Prix. And look at this, the Ferrari's on the outside of Echo. He's going to go to the inside, then Echo then just about getting a car swim. Echo is defended superbly well in this race. Echo has been, I gotta say, one of the best defensive displays I have ever seen out of the final turn, and Echo with a superb second position now. I think that's a better race than what he drove in Singapore, his Grand Prix win, in my opinion. Great drive from Echo, brilliant drive indeed there for Echo. Yeah, I think that that's his best performance in ALR in my opinion for Echo. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Jinner then, that's one of his top 5 best performance in ALR as well. Serious Mushroom and Styles have come across the line 6th and 7th for Vestier down 8 for that 15-second penalties. Penalties were crucial in this race in the end there. And I'm wondering if Winnie might get a point here, because J-Dog, Winnie might get a point here, so Winnie might get the final point of the race as well. And no, he hasn't actually, because he had a 3-second penalty. I didn't see that. My goodness me, but Winnie just outside the points there. What an incredible race that was there. Oh, Serious Mushroom, that last penalty really cost him there. Vestier gets driver of the day. However, the driver of the day vote is still up for grabs at the moment there. Jinner 60% of the vote, Echo 17% of the vote, Marsky 33% of the vote. I thought Echo would have had more than that, to be honest. So I think that his defensive drive was absolutely supreme stuff indeed then. And now is Gino then top of the podium here in Mexico. He is the winner of the Mexican Grand Prix. The gap is down to 10 points, I think, give or take, in the World Championship with just 4 rounds to go, including a sprint race. My goodness me. The action, this is not over, is it not, by a long shot in the Bronze Championship. Oh, I cannot wait. And here's the final classification from the Mexican City Grand Prix here in Mexico. While it is Jenner who won that Grand Prix from lights to flag, basically. He dominated that race. Superb stuff indeed there for Jenner. And that is an important day for his championship aspirations there. Echo finished second today. Brilliant defensive drive from Echo. I must say, I think, as I said in these broadcasts, that was his best drive, including his win in Singapore, in my opinion. Third position, Dynamo Dan then, of course, he's once again maximised the performance in that Ferrari to finish third. Really good stuff there from Dynamo Dan. Luke in his second bronze race finished fourth today. Good stuff. Marsky in fifth position. Great job from Marsky. With Stars once again showing his might there. Mushroom in seventh position with Vessier eighth. Ninth Itemizer and J-Dog on his return to ALR. His first race of bronze, got the point there. Duncan Dave 11th. 12th Winnie. 13th is Vintage. 14th Scooby Stew. 15th Kiki passes up. Brooksy in 16th. Retirements was Junior and TK retired them from the Mexican Grand Prix. I hope my sound's alright, because I'm not sure if it's sound desynced or something, but we'll find out after. I apologise if that's the case, because unfortunately I can't do much about it now. But anyway, let's talk to Jinner. Jinner, wow, that was textbook there. It looks very easy from my position, I must say, but it's never easy to win a Grand Prix, is it?
No, never. I did have a few twitchy moments as well in second sector, so once I got that gap, it was just like, don't push it, just keep calm, and yeah, I just kept on building gap after pit, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, this is alright then, just keep calm.
Oh, it certainly was, but I don't think you was that calm there in the opening stint there, because you and Echo had an absolute doozy of a battle, very much to-ing and fro-ing there. I bet you just wanted him to just get out of the way, didn't you, and just pit. I bet that was quite frustrating for you.
It was at start, and then I realised that I was dropping time to whoever were behind me. I think it was Marsky were behind me at times, and yeah, I noticed I was dropping time, and Delta kept on coming down. So I was like, instead of fighting, I'm just going to use his, what they call it, because I know he were faster coming out at back straight. I was just like, I'll use the DRS, and yeah, I won't overtake until time's right.
And goodness me, now this is your 6th Grand Prix win of the season. Your last, you've been on the podium in every single race since the Dutch Grand Prix. You are really on fine form now. The championship gap has come down once again. I think it's 10 points, but don't quote me on that, because I've been trying to work out the maths all day. But I think the gap is coming down slowly between yourself and Dynamo Dan then. Goodness me, going on to Brazil then with the sprint and the race at Southend. How are you feeling then? Can you get Dynamo Dan before the end of the season?
Yeah, I'm hoping to have him for next race, to be honest. Brazil's like one of my favourite tracks as well. All the tracks that are coming up I really like. I said this last week about Mexico, and I'm here, so hopefully it gets them again next week.
Really good stuff. Well done, Stage Jenner. That was absolutely supreme driving. And as I said, textbook as said. Echo, come to you in second position today then. I say that is your best drive of your ALR career. You had an incredible defensive display against Jenner there. You just wouldn't go away. That was supreme stuff. Talk about those first 14, 15 laps. That was magnificent.
Yeah, I was just in another zone. I was just in another world. The start I had, there's something about my race starts that I'm sure, even though I know I'm not cheating, it feels like I am with the starts. Going from, what was it, 7th I think to 1st within the first couple of corners, and then of course Junior was behind me the whole time. I was like, well, he's gonna hit me sometime soon. And after lap after lap after lap, I was like, okay, maybe he is, being smart with this. And then we had some really good battles, and I absolutely loved it. So Gino, fantastic, I loved it. Thank you very much for that today.
Yeah, same.
And then of course I had to pit, and then it did kind of go downhill because I had contact with Bevezia coming into the last corner, I think it was. Just one of them things. I got a little bit annoyed, lost it a little bit, but apart from that, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, we seen that on the stream then. Of course, I figured we were surmising that you might have had cold tires at the time, potentially, and Vessiers were already warmed up. Did you? What do you feel about that incident? Did you think you might should have dropped back a bit, or did you feel that, Vessier was a bit too aggressive there?
Nah, I think it was there to go for. I think we both had the right to go for that. For himself to defend, for me to attack. Maybe I could have backed off a little bit, so I'm gonna hold the blame for that one because just one of them things that happened. So like at the time I was really annoyed, but it's just one of them things with hard tires as well, and it's just not fun.
But a superb drive to second today as well. It's fantastic stuff, Echo. And then let's come to Dynamo Dan, who third today. And goodness me, Dynamo Dan. Yeah, what another great drive then. Once again, you're always gaining places from your qualifying form there. But Jinner is coming at you thick and fast now.
He's not in the party.
Isn't he? I got carried away. Shocking. Right, that's it then for me. I'm going to have a lie down, I think. What an incredible race it was today. I'm sure you would have said that. I'm sure you would have said, yes, indeed, it's getting good. Right, that's it for us then. We'll be back in action, I think, for Miami. So expect Nosey to be singing a bit of Will Smith for you tomorrow as we go on air from Miami. I can't wait for that one then. We are back in action then for the sprint event next week. Remember that Gold is starting slightly earlier. I think it is 7 o'clock if proves me right or wrong, probably. 7 o'clock on Sunday because there's the Miami Grand Prix from F1 starts at 8:30. So we'll be going for one-shot quali, then sprint, then the race itself, and then silver and bronzes as you were then. Same again then, similar time of 7:30, sprint and the race there for those two Grand Prix as well. We'll see you next week then in Brazil. But Nosey will see you tomorrow where he's going to be bringing the heat to Miami. Goodbye.